North American Simulation Racing Association featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
From the virtual streets of Chicago, we welcome you to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're in the final remaining races before the push to the playoffs. We're in the round 2 of the Dash for Cash, and after a wild race at Talladega last week, we now go road course racing, or street course racing, here for the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. Happy Monday evening to you. Hope everybody had a great Easter holiday in the U.S. I'm Wesley Outland, the Redneck announcer. Jacob Reeves is alongside. And Jacob, if I remember correctly, this is our second ever NASRA street course race at Chicago. I think we did one back in for the Cops trucks in December of last year. And then we have this one tonight for this one, and I'm excited about this race.
Yeah, Wesley, I mean, I absolutely am too. I mean, you talk about this race, obviously, the Chicago street course. I mean, in my opinion, this is where the running of the bulls started, literally. I mean, this is where it started. You know, I mean, and yeah, I'm kind of throwing a pun to the Chicago Bulls reference out of that, but I mean, you know, I've always kind of been against road courses, Wesley. I mean, you know, I love the Chicagoland Speedway. I've always loved that racetrack.
But why you like it? Why you not like it?
Well, I mean, but I will say this. You know, I've always wanted that. But in my instance, as far as this goes, this place has got something with NASRA. I mean, it really has some kind of a click because there's always some type of entertainment value. The beef is there. All kinds of stuff kind of really pops off when we come to the Chicago street course.
I got you. Well, we welcome you to our coverage of the Chicago street race, and the field is getting gridded. We're about ready to introduce the starting lineup and get it started. Hey, by the way, don't forget, this is a Dash for Cash race, so there's some extra bonus money up for grabs from the 4 previous finishers of last week at Talladega. Phil Pappas is on the pole, 1 minute 31.079 seconds. Around the racetrack, he'll be leading Kerry Tribune on the front row. for the Darren Snell Gun Repair Street Race. Lucas Lyons and Bo Tiffany make up row number 2. Alabama's Cofield, Jonathan Cofield in the 58, and Adam Newton on row number 3 for the Bulldogs. Stephen Thomas, Matt Cherry, row 4. Tyler Goodwin, Jeffrey Johnson on row 5. Cody not qualified well. James Kaufman, 2. They'll make up row number 6.
Then you go all the way back to row number 7. You got Lee Bailey, the 3rd, starting back there in P13 with J.D. Larson starting P14. Cole Larson's going to start in the 15th spot with Roger Diebold starting in the 16th spot. Cole Hendrickson looks like he's starting 17th. This is kind of when it kind of gets a little bit jumbled up back there with Joey Stires 18th, Chad Ross 19th, Craig Schroeder will start 20th. All these guys did not take a time. All of them said, you know what, screw it, we're going to start the back. And when all hell ends up breaking loose right here in this very first turn of that hard left, we'll just go ahead and try to miss the wreck. Andrew Harris 21st, Robbie Richards 22nd. Aaron Van Ryder will start 23rd. Tom Lester will start in the 24th spot.
And then we got Colton Hogan, Raul Meza, other drivers in the back of the plaque as well. And there you see them working their way around the Chicago street course as the lineup is set to go for 60 laps. Okay, so let's give you the lineup here. You know the starting lineup. Going to look at some onboard cameras and look at Joey Stires. We'll see what it'll be like going with him today. There's your race details. At the end of 15 laps will be stage 1. We'll stay green unless there is a natural caution. Stage number 2 will be around halfway. Lap 30, there will be a caution out for that one. And then, of course, we go another 30 laps to the final stage as these drivers are getting acquainted with the racetrack. Chicago street course, 2.2 miles long, 3.5 kilometers. It will consist of 12 turns, and it is located in downtown Chicago, as you see. And it's Chicago Grant Park and excludes portions of major streets like Columbus Drive, Lakeshore Drive, and Michigan Avenue. Some of the notable landmarks that will be surpassed during this event at Grant Park in downtown Chicago will be virtual Buckingham Fountain, Lake Michigan, and various city streets. This course features a mix of straightaways and turns, including some that incorporate parts of Michigan Avenue and Lakeshore Drive, as we mentioned. As the lights are off on the pace truck, Jacob, we're about to go street racing, and a pivotal race to determine the road to the playoffs, I think, is going to be held here tonight as well.
Well, Wesley, I mean, you know, we talked about it last week. Obviously, Talladega being that wild card race. Well, this really is a wild card as well. Think about Phil Pappas, Kerry Tribune. Kerry Tribune, nothing against him, but this is his bread and butter. He knows how to get around these road courses, so watch out for Kerry Tribune. We talked about Jonathan Cofield, talked about him last week, you know, or at least last Friday for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. But I get ready to go to Watkins Glen. He's pumped up for some road course racing as well. So a couple of names that we're going to be seeing a lot of up here at the front here tonight.
And we'll definitely see what happens. By the way, remember the start-finish line is also at a different part of the race course besides the flag stand. Pace truck is in. Here they come. We're Chicago street racing in the virtual Windy City of Illinois. The land of Lincoln, where we are. We're 3 wide, all ready for the lead, and Pappas is going to go around. Spins, smacks the guardrail. Arm code barrier puts Cofield to the lead on the whole shot.
Woo, boy, you want to talk about beef right off the bat, son? I think you just got a whole lot of damn beef right there. I mean, Lucas Lyons sends it going into one. Pappas gets kicked all the way back, literally way back here in the back of the field. You see him right there on the left side, right there on the pylon. I mean, Pappas is not going to be too happy about that one right there. But, I mean, that's what I was talking about, Wesley, right there before we went green. Some of these guys that did not qualify back there, Roger Diebold, Cole Henderson, Joey Stires, they did not qualify for a reason. And that right there was one of those reasons to try to miss the pileups that we're going to see on these restarts going into turn 1.
And as we watch this going on, All of this happened, and here's a replay. This is the official start of the race. Watch Phil Pappas, one of the road course aces of Nazareth, got a shot there. Lions into the left rear. Here comes Cofield spilling through, and nowhere to go for Kerry Tribune. He might have got a little piece of it. Hey, guy, get your camera ready. That was an awesome action shot, and you missed it.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, right there and there, you see Kerry Tribune trying to see if he can fire back up and carry on. Actually, Pappas is actually starting to reel in the back half of the field, but Kerry Tribune actually kind of got away from all that. Not as, I mean, he got away from it a whole lot better than Pappas did, I'll give you that much. But now Thomas up here, Stephen Thomas, is going to zone that second spot. Goodwin Hendrickson going at it. That is one thing, that's what I was talking about, Wesley. This is one thing, that this place is different than the other road courses that we go to here in Nazareth. It is action-packed. It is not that wide. A lot of opportunities for a lot of door banging, getting set, all kinds of stuff. Hell, 3 wide. Why not?
Let's go 3 wide, maybe 4 trucks in the mix. Let's put Robert Richards on the outside looking in. That's, by the way, Roger Diebold. He won a couple of weeks ago, his first ever career Nazareth win. He clears by Joey Stiers to put him into the number 15 spot. Meanwhile, we are side by side. There is action everywhere on the opening laps of the Chicago streets.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely beautiful. It's like I was talking about a while ago, running of the bulls. But like I said, I mean, not talking about the Mexico. I'm talking about back when Michael Jordan and all of them were rocking it with 2 3-peats here in Chicago, Illinois, with the Chicago Bulls in the NBA. That's the kind of run of the bulls I'm thinking of. And I'm telling you, these bulls right here run a hell of a lot faster than what they was, and even the ones down in Mexico. Pappas is on a full send trying to get back up here. And I got to be honest with you, Wesley Outland. If Pappas can get back to Lucas Lyons in that 53, Lyons better just move the hell out of the way, because if he doesn't, Pappas is going to end up cleaning him out along with about 3 or 4 others, because Pappas is straight up ticked right now about all this.
Yeah, we're watching all of this again taking place as another lap goes on the board. Currently right now it is Jonathan Cofield in the lead, Thomas in second, Tiffany third. We're looking now at Lucas Lyons and Hendrickson battle. This is for the top 5. Was it single file? Behind no Lions, it is a gaggle of traffic with Goodwin and Tribune and Newton fighting, going for those spots into the corner.
And Wesley, I'm actually looking right here on my end. I believe that Lucas Lyons has received a black flag. If I'm not,
wow.
I mean, from what I'm seeing, a possibility off of that. So good possibility that Lucas Lyons is receiving a black flag. We're checking out Craig Schroeder right here in this 56 to see what happened to him going into turn 1. Hell, he just missed the whole corner and ended up sending himself straight into the turn 1 wall. But yeah, I'm seeing that Lucas Lyons is getting a black flag. I got a feeling a lot of that right there had to do with that start with him and Phil Pappas. Obviously, race director TJ Moore probably thinking that maybe it was a little bit too aggressive right there at the initial start of the race.
As all of this is going on, we still continue to see Cofield leading. Here's a replay of what happened. Lucas Lyons into the 88 of Phil Pappas. Oh, wait a minute. This is the start of the race. This is what happened on the start of the race. Yeah, from another camera angle, I guess, is what they were showing us. And because of this, what happened on the start, Lucas Lyons is being penalized for this here now. It took about 3 laps to make a decision from Nazareth and the DSR Electric Truck Series, though, Jacob. But they are now saying penalty for Lucas Lyons. That's heartbreak.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of happy. I mean, if he was going to do it, I'm happy he done it this week, especially with when my logo wasn't on his truck. I mean, I'm all for it, when he's not going to, if he's going to do that. But that's beside the point. The point is, yes, me and Lucas, we get along great together. Me and Phil Pappas get along great together. I get along great with a lot of these guys in this league. But at the same time, Wesley, you got to call a spade a spade. And that is exactly what it was right there with Lucas Lyons. I love the kid to death. But right off the bat, I mean, let's get a little bit of racing in. Let's just not dive right in there right off the bat in the very first turn and end up cleaning 2 guys out. I mean, Kerry Tribune got away just a little bit, but Pappas got straight up hosed off of that whole deal. So I agree with race director TJ Moore throwing that call. And I don't agree with a whole lot of what TJ does, but I will agree with that call.
Yeah, well, right now, we're working now 5 laps into this race, and it is currently Jonathan Cofield. There he is, simply up in front, as you see on the scoring pylon. That was, by the way, Cole Henriksen and Bo Tiffany right behind them. That's second and third. There's your leaders coming across the line. Cofield, 11 seconds ahead of them. That's second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. You ain't got Cofield. Jonathan Cofield is nowhere in that battle. There he is right there. Stay on that camera angle, and you will literally see them start to poke into view for second, third on back, and then there's an interval there. That's the biggest lead he has.
Yeah, Wesley, I mean, and this is obviously, I mean, what this is going to be is this is going to be just straight up confidence right here for Jonathan Cofield. You know, I talked about it a second ago.
Second.
Obviously,
They're second
there
and third.
you see it. We way back there. I mean, that is the gap right there, and this is what Cofield would need. Obviously, also, I was talking about it, the Friday series, the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. We go to Watkins Glen Friday, believe it or not. So this is going to be straight up what Cofield needs right here is to get out here and log some laps, try to win this race. It's going to help him out a whole lot better when you got 2 road courses back to back.
And while all of that happens, it is Jonathan Cofield leading. We're going to go side by side so you do not miss any of the action here from the street race. But we got to thank our sponsors like Premier Racing Setups, Jonathan Cofield, Cole Henriksen, Bo Tiffany, Kerry Tribune, Stephen Thomas, your top 5. Tyler Goodwin, Adam Newton, Andrew Harris, Matt Cherry, Lucas Lyons. After a penalty, still in the 10th position. That shows you how really good his truck is. But by the way, the interval from 1st to 15th is 39 seconds, if that matter. Unbelievable, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, they're putting on a whooping right now here on the field. Actually, Hendrickson's whoa, Kerry Tribune getting up into the wall a little bit back there as well. Joey Steyer's actually slipped back there a little bit. I've been watching a bunch of these guys coming off of these turns. And Wesley, a lot of this has got to do, with the throttle that they're putting down. You know, a lot of it may have to do with overdriving the corner, as you see right here, a little bit of a battle going on back here. There's Colton Hogan back there trying to work his way around James Kaufman. And these guys are just trying to get this to stick. Think about this for a second, Wesley. We're not talking about racing on an actual racing surface. This is a damn street course. This is like you would see at red lights. Literally, even a small town, folks. You know, for some of you small town folk like me up here in Rome, this is like racing on the streets in Rome. Thank you, Dean, small town boy in the background. But I mean, this is basically what it's like. I mean, racing on the streets of Atlanta or the streets of Florida, Pensacola or whatever. That's what it's racing like. We're not on a racetrack here, folks. We're literally on the streets.
The streets of Chicago, the virtual streets of Chicago. By the way, the first ever NASCAR Cup Series event was held there in 2023. Shane Van Gisbergen was the winner. The Aussie, the 4-time supercar champion, the Aussie Kiwi champion there from Auckland, New Zealand. From Auckland, New Zealand. Yes, I know where he's from. The Kiwi man was the first ever winner of the Chicago Street Race, and that was also his first ever start in the NASCAR Cup Series, driving for Trackhouse Racing under Justin Marks. What's going on here in the first ever NASCAR DSR electric truck race? And Jacob, I got to ask this question. Drivers that might have ran the Cops December race last year here, do you think you might have an advantage? Can you one-up somebody because you ran that race back in December of 24?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, that, and a lot of guys, I doubt that the DSR Electric Truck Series for this season, for Season 5, I doubt that the schedule was out when they ran back in December of 2024. I mean, think about it, that was 4 months ago. A whole lot of stuff happens in 4 months. But at the same time, I'm sure they weren't planning ahead on it. But at the same time, I agree with you 100%. This really will help out those guys that have experience on this track, that have ran in race conditions like some of these old boys up here, Andrew Harris, Adam Newton, all these guys, Tyler Goodwin, everybody up here straight up sending it, trying to make it stick. Harris trying to go after Thomas, who was up there looking around inside the top 5. He's starting to slip back a little bit. And here's Joshua Suss back here battling in that 80. He's got the 20 right there. Cole Larson to his inside, now outside, now inside, now outside. But Wesley, to answer your question, yes, I do think that it obviously is better for the expertise for some of the guys that ran back then.
Joshua Suss with his skull bone poison gloves on, if you will. Right now, sitting in, oh, where's Suss at right now? He's not in the top 20, 15. Top 20 right now, 19th position. Taking your time, taking your time. Whoa! Joey Stires in the man cave and wallops the left rear of his truck into the Armco barrier, but still keeps going.
Wow, hits the inside wall, the outside wall. I mean, hey, you want to get on TV, baby. That's how you do it. Just tear your car out or tear your truck out of hell. That's exactly how you do it. And that's what Stires is doing right now. I mean, he is absolutely driving the heck out of this truck trying to make it stick. Wesley, that was one of those things I was talking about, wild card races. That's what this place is right here. You see Phil Pappas back here trying to make that charge and try to climb back up through here, who was your pole setter tonight. But think about it, Wesley. We see Joey Stires up at the front on oval tracks. We see him up there racing for stage wins, possibly even wins. This is a whole different ball game. This is not in their wheelhouse. Some of these drivers, it is in their wheelhouse, like Cofield, Hendrickson, Bo Tiffany, Kerry Tribune, some of these guys that we do see at road courses, even Tyler Goodwin. But for Joey Stires, this is not in his wheelhouse. This place is just basically survive and move on to next week.
We are closing in on about maybe 7 laps remaining in the first stage of the race. Remember, lap 15 will be the first stage, and it will be under green flag conditions. Right now, as we approach lap number 9, it is still Jonathan Cofield up in front. As now you've got Kerry Tribune, Bo Tiffany. They battle for third. "18 seconds. The interval from Bo Tiffany, Kerry Tribune to the leader. 8.5 seconds, Cole Hendrickson in second to the leader. That's how far they are ahead right now of catching the 58, or behind they are, actually. There's Lee Bailey the third. Look out! No. There you go. You hit the wall, you're out.
I think he's out. To be honest, Cody Knight, Tom Lester. They get into it. J.D. Larson may end up finding a hole to be able to sneak through this. And, Wesley, you were talking about that 18-second gap right now. The Cofield has got over Kerry Tribune, Bo Tiffany, all those guys back there, third and fourth. Oh. That's what you got to see. But, damn, I mean, just, wow. That is ARCA breaking right there. If I've ever seen one right there. And, Lester, I mean, he just straight up nails him right there. But, we see that time and time again, Wesley Outland, where we got the guy that's up there leading, the guy that's in second, it's just a straight-up runaway. It's back here in the back that we see this action with Cody Knott, Tom Lester, Lee Bailey the third, all these guys going around. This is where the meat of the action is on the racetrack.
Andrew Harris right now leading, of course, there you're watching that battle a moment ago, as I meant to say, as Jonathan Cofield continues to lead. Look at that. There's Harris and Goodwin battling. This is for 7th and 8th. Hold it together, guys. Hold it together. There you go.
Oh, and Wesley
Backhand sideways on Harris.
Wesley, I love what Harris is doing. He tried to do it, trying to go around Tyler Goodwin a minute ago. He locked the brakes up. The back end of the truck was trying to step out on him, and he used the wall as a crutch, literally. I mean, some of these guys, they're literally on pins and needles sliding around. Harris using the wall to keep the truck straight. Look at him. I mean, left, right, especially going over that hump coming in this last turn. Watch what happens right here. He gets the back end step out. Goodwin used the wall as well. I mean, these guys using the wall to try to keep the truck straight. It's not against the rules. It's not against the rules. It's not like you're at Bristol where you're wall riding or whatever. These guys trying to use every little bit of the racetrack. Look at Goodwin sideways, dirt tracking it, coming through the first 2 turns. You can do this, but what effect will it take on the truck? Aerodynamically, we'll have to figure that out throughout the race.
Cofield still in the lead right now. That's again the driver of the 58. Everybody just kind of working their way around in the end of the opening 5 laps remaining of stage 1. Or the final 5 laps remaining of stage 1. There he is, man. This guy's just walking the dog. I mean, green flag fell. He never looked back, Jacob.
No, I mean, he hasn't. As bad as I got to say it, if I want to, I hate to say it, but if you think about it, obviously it was all from this right here. This is what got Cofield the lead, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Jonathan Cofield, but if you think about it, this is what opened the door for everything right here. Cofield he is a very fast truck, but this is what opened the door for him. Lines hits Pappas. We're going to be seeing this a lot here tonight. From that whole start right there, that opened the door for Cofield to get that clean air and jump out in front of Stephen Thomas at the time running in second. That is what got Cofield the lead to get out here and get a hold of this lead and try to break away from everybody. So, granted, there was controversy how he got it, but, he wasn't a part of the controversy. He just took advantage of what came to it.
As we mentioned, this is the Dash for Cash, meaning that there is some extra money up for grabs. Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150 Chicago Street Race rolls on. Oh, that guy to the left that's ugly as hell is me. And the guy to the right that looks like the Grouch is Jacob Reeves. You stupid.
God, Dean.
Jacob, damn good Easter, man. I saw the pictures. Rubbing that wife's belly. Getting closer and closer to that popping out of the oven, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually read him a little bit of a story here this evening. Read him some stuff. We got a bunch of baby books. By the way, I do want to throw this out there real quick if I can, Wesley Outland. And I'm not making this up real quick. We got a thermometer in the mail. I'm not even joking. It was sent to the house. I did not order it. My wife didn't order it. And it was a thermometer, and it was sent to literally Jake Reeves. Nothing I have on the mail that says Jake Reeves. So whichever one of y'all it was that sent the thermometer, thank you very much. But let me know you're going to send something to my house before you end up getting something sent here. We're all for it, but I would like to know who it was.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, it was you? Well, thank you.
No, it was not me. I don't know your address. I don't know where you live.
It came from Memphis, Tennessee. I don't even know. A couple of guys up there, Wigington.
Could it be Wigington, the cops guy? Cops people?
Could have been Murph Murphy, the last week's guest for the Door Bang Download. It could have been him.
Yeah.
Somebody up there in Tennessee sent it. I don't know.
There you go. See, you knew I was lying when I said you're welcome. You was like,
you might have. I don't know.
Oh, it wasn't me. I promise. I didn't do it. I promise you, I didn't do it. So.
Oh.
We are closing in on the end of the first stage here, though, man. I'm telling you, Cofield. And you know what? Here's the thing. The caution, Jacob, the caution is not going to come out at the end of stage 1. The assault continues on the field by the number 58 truck.
This is just opening the door for him to do what he wants to do out of this. Obviously, he's going to get this stage win, barring something crazy happens right here. Then he stays green and goes for another 15 laps and then we will get that caution, and that's when everybody's literally going to get to breathe for a minute and relax, catch their breath, and then catch back up to Cofield. And then it's going to get interesting on that second restart, what will happen in turn one. We already saw what happened between Pappas and Lyons. We already saw that whole debacle. But right now, Cofield is taking advantage of what is given to him right now, and he's starting to put some of these guys one lap down, which is going to pay off for him. Put some of these guys a lap down, thin the field, and less guys that you got to race against later on here in the race.
Yeah, man, we're having a good time, man. So glad you and yours are joining us on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Hit that like and subscribe. We're not done yet, baby. We're rolling. Hope everybody had a great Easter holiday. Spending it with all of your family and your friends and your loved ones. And I enjoyed the day resting as well. I did not eat fish. No, I did not. You nasty. Why are you supposed to eat fish on Easter? Where did that come from? That's Australia, not America. I had a big old juicy steak from Longhorn. It's the Longhorn Steakhouse. Okay. Yes, sir. Eat your heart out, that back.
There you see Lucas Lyons right here. You know, we saw a while ago, he got that black flag from that Phil Pappas incident on lap 1, turn 1. He's starting to claw his way back up through here. Remember, this is the end of stage number 1. Getting ready to go into stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanics. So these guys are still racing around, still racing for those stage points. Remember, Wesley Outland, when we get to the playoffs, and, especially for some of these guys that are right there on that brink, on that cusp of trying to make it into that top 24, this is, stage points will be a premium for these guys. Even at a road course or street course, if you will, these are premium to get as many stage points as you can to try to better your luck and better your position to trying to get inside that top 24.
Right. And all the while, we continue on with Jonathan Cofield in the lead. 10 seconds back is Cole Hendrickson. Almost 19 seconds back is Kerry Tribune. 27 seconds back is Bo Tiffany. 35 seconds is Thomas. That's your top 5. This man is walking the dog on the field here at the street race at Chicago. We got to step away and take a break. We are back in just a moment. Stay with us, and we are also in Glass Mechanic stage number 2 at the Darren Snail Gun Repair Street Race 150.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at the Chicago Street Race. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland. Mr. Biggles Dean Hopton is the man that is on the background yelling in our ear. Go left, go right, go right, go left. Anyhow, we're in stage number 2, presented by, get the graphic ready, the Glass Mechanic. And Jacob Reeves right now, so far it has been green flag, some spiels, some thrills at the start of it. but it has been all Jonathan Cofield taking everybody to the virtual woodshed tonight in Chicago Street Course. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it really has been. And then you see a bunch of these guys that had already, they went ahead, got their stage points. Now they're coming in, getting some tires, getting fuel, trying to go ahead and get back out here. Cofield has yet to go down pit road right here. So we'll see when Cofield decides to go down. I mean, he's got a good enough of a gap right here, but everybody else is going to have to go as well to go down pit road, get gas, and get themselves on out there. Remember, the 100% fuel capacity is what they're sitting at right now as far as the fuel goes. So they got a pretty good little ways that they can go on that fuel. And I'm looking right now, I mean, you could go a whole 30 laps if you wanted to. You can stay out there and just run it all the way. I mean, you can literally run it dry if you wanted to. But at the same time, you want to get in there and get them 4 fresh tires, get that fuel pickup, get that all lined up. But Cofield may end up just staying out there the whole time because nobody's even close to him. As we see a little bit of a battle going on back here, Kerry Tribune trying to work his way up through the field. He just got around the lap truck of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. So Tribune now occupying that second spot. Tiffany and Thomas and Lyons the top 5. But it's like you said, virtual woodshed right now. Cofield's taking them to it.
I mean, he really is, dude. Like, nobody has been in any way, what shape, or form to even contend with what's going on here right now. It is still Jonathan Cofield in fine fashion leading the way. Bo Tiffany is now trying to run down Kerry Tribune for second. You look at now the Serve Pro entry. That's Raul Meza. He's a lap down. As now the third place truck, Bo Tiffany, trying to fly by him. I mean, there's Stephen Thomas. He's in 4th. That's, by the way, 37 and a half seconds back to the leader.
I mean, Wesley, you think about it right here for a second. We got 27 drivers that started here tonight. There's Phil Pappas jumping down pit road, getting him 4 fresh tires and filling it up full of fuel. And, 27 of them right now that took a time. Half of them is on the lead lap. Half of them's already been putting 1 lap down or more. There's Lucas Lyons right there. Remember the Pappas, the Lyons deal. We're going to be talking about it, for quite some time. A little bit of aggressive early on move. Lyons actually gets lucky out of it. He got a black flag again. He's able to shoot back up there. Once again, folks, if you're just joining us, this is what we've been talking about right here. Pappas leading, Lyons saw a hole, was dive bomb, jumped down to the bottom side, maybe over or didn't break as hard as Pappas did. Ends up going to the inside and comes up straight up, cleans him out. Tribune, on the other hand, who we thought might actually have some serious damage out of it, he's now up here in that second spot now, occupying it. Lyons is 5th, and even though he initiated all of it, Pappas is the one that really got hosed out of the whole deal, way back there around the 14th, 15th spot, just trying to hold on and just trying to get himself back on the lead lap and try to get back into this thing.
And you need to remember, there will be a competition caution at the end of stage number 2. So the caution will come out. And I think a lot of drivers will certainly be looking forward to this one. As right now, that is approaching in about less or over 10 laps from now. This is a Dash for Cash race. The top 4 finishers from the Talladega event. By the way, who won that? What did Brady LaBeouf? Did Brady LaBeouf win last week? Was it double or triple overtime? I had to leave last Monday night, Jacob. Who won?
It was Brady LaBeouf, but I can't remember how many overtimes it was. I know we was at the time limit. It didn't go by laps. It went by the time limit, which is something very new in NASRA. I'm used to actually seeing them get it all the way down, and Joey Steyer's just still wearing out the wall. But it was weird. It was a 1-lap dash. They wrecked like crazy coming to the end of it. We thought it was going to be a second lap, but it turns out it was a 1-lap dash to decide it all. And Bray LaBeouf actually avenging what happened between him and Andrew Harris. He ends up getting the better of Andrew Harris and got that win. According to him, they're cool now. They're cool. At least for now, they're cool. But what strikes me as odd is Bray LaBeouf wins at Talladega, and then we come out here to the Chicago Street Course, and he's nowhere to be found. He just said, screw it, I ain't even going to show up. So I guess that's one of the perks of winning a race and locking yourself into the playoffs. You can miss the next race, even if it is the Chicago Street Course.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Closing in on 40 laps to go, 20 laps completed. Jonathan Cofield still the leader in that 58 machine. There you're on board. Getting around. Adam Newton, come on. Here comes Kerry Tribune flying by the Bulldog. Got Cherry in pursuit as well. That's for 6th, 7th, and 8th in the top 10. Another lap going on the board. They're trucking here, Jacob. This race is going by, actually, fairly quickly also. Half hour into it, and already 1/3 of the way completed with 40 to go.
Well, man, that's what a lot of guys actually love about this series right here. Love this track, or this kind of racing for that matter, as we see Stephen Thomas, Cole Hendrickson, both of them battling it out right here. Thomas actually slides up, gets into the wall, opens the right side open for Hendrickson. They almost door bang going into the last turn. Hendrickson sends it. Thomas trying to get back to him. But, Wesley, as, you mentioned right here, this actually is going by fairly quickly. I mean, they're getting about a minute and a half each lap. It goes by very, very quickly. And, Nazareth doesn't throw a whole lot of cautions unless there's a straight-up track blocker or it's at the end of the stage. That's about the only time that they will throw a caution. So these road courses, they go very, very quickly because we're not having wreck after wreck. We got wrecks, but at the same time, it's just not throwing any type of caution aspect to it to where they've got to, cruise around at, 50 miles an hour. They're actually hauling the mail the whole time unless, like I said, stage or a track blocker.
Cofield in the lead, followed by Tiffany, Hendrickson, Thomas, and Lyons. Your top 5, we're closing in on the final remaining 10 laps before the halfway mark, and a caution flag will come out. So here's something to think about. There is about a dozen or so drivers that have not yet pitted. They include Jonathan Cofield, Bo Tiffany, Stephen Thomas, Lucas Lyons. Then you got Cherry, Newton, Diebold, Kaufman, Harris, and Suss. Stiers was in that mix. He just come down to pit lane. You also think about Jeffrey Johnson, Raul Meza, and J.D. Larson now also has not pitted. All of this going on, but they are a lap down. And that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually pretty crazy right there. It's like I was talking about a second ago. You can go that whole 30 laps if you want. Your tires is going to be straight up beat up. As far as the track temp goes, or hell, make it for this point, the street temp goes, 99 degrees as far as track temp goes, 81 for the air. So it is kind of hot and slick out there and everything else. So that plays a factor into it as well. Here with the Chicago Street Course, we see other guys working their way around. Stephen Thomas, Lucas Lyons having themselves a little battle back here, if you will, slugging it out back there for that 4th spot, working their way through the through some of the corners, I guess you could say. There you see the track and air and everything else, but it'll be interesting to see if any of them decide to go down pit road. Well, just as soon as we say that, right there's Matt Cherry in the 54. He's down pit road.
Cole Hendrickson getting around Bo Tiffany for 2nd spot. Under 10 remaining here. Here's a look on a Pulse Popper instant replay of how he did just that, Jacob. Set him up in the corner.
You got to do that right there. Obviously, we were talking about it. Fresh boots for Hendrickson. Is able to slide right up under him with ease, and I'm sure Bo probably knows that Hendrickson's got the freshies on. Just go ahead, just pull over, let him go, fight another day. He's got about a 5-second gap over him and Stephen Thomas, Lucas Lyons, that little battle that's going on back there for the 4th spot. Bo just going to go ahead and let him go, and as soon as I say that, now we talk about Bo Tiffany. Hell, he sends it in the first turn, knocks the whole right front off of it. And Bo may be in serious trouble right here. Actually, he has a meatball flag, Wesley Allen. Bo Tiffany may be done for the event. oversteps it going into turn one. Watch it again. Loses it, doesn't get on the brakes hard enough, and nails the wall. He didn't hit the tire barrier. He hit the concrete wall, son. Knocked the whole right front off of it. Bo Tiffany may be done before he's even got a shot to even try to make it to the end of stage two.
Adam Newton on pit road. We pick up now Thomas. He's the new man in the third spot. And here comes quickly in pursuit, Lucas Lyons. You know, Jacob, Lucas Lyons, his Chevrolet 53, remember, he got penalized on lap 3 or 4 of the race after the start. He's still in the hunt of this thing, man. He took his punishment, and he still has rallied to stay on the lead lap and in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need to do right there. I mean, take your lump, take your penalty, and carry on. And now here he is fighting Stephen Thomas right now for that 4th spot. Just trying to move up the leaderboard and everything else. There you see Jonathan Cofield back here trying to work his way. There's Matt Cherry, James Kaufman, Larson, I should say, back there, not too far back as well. And Jonathan Cofield working his way through some of this lap traffic. But here we go. Now Lucas Lyons, Kerry Tribune going to jump up in the middle of this. So we saw Thomas, Lyons, Tribune, these guys going after it. Thomas going to end up letting the inside go. Lyons going to send it. Tries to get on the binders. Tribune trying to fight as well. Great battle going on for the 3rd spot between Thomas, Lyons, and Tribune.
Inside, there goes the 7, Kerry Tribune, looking high, looking low, back down to the bottom and getting loose again is Thomas. Right in front of him is going to be Kerry Tribune down to the bottom, ready to make the pass, and he clearly passes by him on the driver left.
I mean, that's...
there's Lyons again!
Wow, twice in one race, basically the same exact move. The only difference was he didn't send it harder than what happened between him and Pappas. He sent it in there, but at the same time, I'm sure Thomas probably remembers that whole debacle from the start of it and probably jumped out of the way, saw Lyons was going to overshoot the corner and just jumped out of the way. There was still contact. But Lyons was able to shoot around Stephen Thomas, and now it's got him all fired up. So Thomas saw him. He was dirt tracking it coming through one of the corners. Now he's trying to fire back up and get back up here and get in behind Lucas Lyons and try to run him back down. I mean, he is literally drifting through some of these corners, Wesley Outland. I mean, if we had a hard driver award or skillful driver, I mean, yeah, you would give it to Cofield because he's wearing them out. But Stephen Thomas has got precision driving control. He's busted it off the walls a couple of times, but he has kept that sucker straight when he should have wrecked it. Lyons wrecks right in front of him.
Lyons, watch this again in the 53. Just maybe a little too hard in the corner, locked up the back, and around goes Cofield's teammate, if you will. I don't want to say they're teammates, but he definitely promotes Cofield products. Jonathan Cofield looking at under 5 remaining now here in stage number 1. And by the way, 36 seconds over Hendrickson for second in Glass Mechanic, stage number 2. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically putting a whooping on him right now. You're riding on board with Adam Newton, Matt Cherry, not too far back from him. Both of these guys, mind you, they are racing for the lucky dog. There you saw Cofield shoot right by him just a second ago. These guys are racing for the lucky dog to get the first, or to be the first truck back on the lead lap. Bo Tiffany's still down pit road. His night could be over with after that contact with the first turn wall. But we really need to be watching this Adam Newton, Matt Cherry kind of battle right here because, like I said, this will be the lucky dog. There's Cole Larson in the 20 trying to run down Colton Hogan. This is a battle for position. Larson to the inside of Hogan, jumps on the outside. So kick Larson up to the 13th spot. Hogan will jump back to the 14th spot. Maybe not. Hogan actually, he got on the gas a little bit, got it sideways, trying to get it to dig, trying to get this draft through that long sweeping right-hander before you barrel off into a very narrow right to right, and then back down in to a long shoot right here at Chicago Street Course.
Raul Meza, by the way, already one lap down in 16th position. He's just hoping that he can take advantage, if you will, the wave around if the leaders do come down pit road, which I do have a feeling, Jacob, they will. If he can do that, then when they get the one to go indication, he can try to get back on the lead lap. But right now, we watch all this. Adam Newton way off the pace, the 8th place driver. By the way, listen to this. 6 trucks before the end of Glass Mechanic Stage 2 on the lead lap. 7th on back, a lap down or more. Unbelievable, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, it really is unbelievable. And you know, some of those drivers, possibly because they've already made pit stops, the other ones, it's just been straight up Cofield, just wearing them out and just putting the whole field a lap down. You see Lucas Lyons up here battling once again with Stephen Thomas for that 4th spot. I mean, and you know, this is unbelievable right here to see this right here. I mean, we've seen this happen back when the Cops Truck Series raced here. Wow, Thomas still out of shape, but we saw this with MDW when he straight up took him to the woodshed here at the Chicago Street Course as well. Literally had about maybe 6 of them or everybody a lap down except for about 6 or 7 of them. And it's a testament to how much do you want to practice and how lucky you can get too. You know, we talked about it. This ain't just this ain't like Watkins Glen where we're going to go Friday night. This ain't like Sonoma or you know, the Charlotte Roval or anything like that. This is different. This place is not wide. It is very narrow. It is so many blind spots, so many places that can jump up and bite you. You know, you got to be skillful here, but you also got to be lucky at the same time.
Tiffany, I love the helmet, man. That looks so cool. As we close in on the final 3 laps left to go of stage number 2. Graham, North Carolina. They finally updated his hometown. Joshua Suss on pit road.
Did you see that right there? Look, this is what a lot of these drivers probably, some of them probably just went ahead and done it on purpose to make that pit stop and just kind of just relax for a second, because you are straight up focused the whole time for a minute and a half all the way around the Chicago Street Course. You're left, right, throttle, brake, shifting. And then your mind's going in different directions, how narrow the track is and how many people you got on you or around you and everything. You got so much going on that you don't have that opportunity to reach over, grab that drink, grab that beer, grab that dip bottle. You don't have time to grab anything except for the wheel and the shifter. That's all you can grab. So a lot of guys is probably pitting for that reason, just to finally just get a break, just to be able to just rest for a second, rest your arms and refocus and get back out there. That's what a lot of these guys may have just went ahead and done for a pit stop.
I think Cole Henriksen might have just had a problem, but I mean, he's still in second. There he goes in the 101 Designs. Toyota spinning, but he takes a licking, keeps on ticking, and still stays in second as well. No, that's KFC, you dummy. Oh, that's McDonald's. Oh, Stephen Thomas going after Lions here. This is the best battle, I think, for 4th, Jacob, as we are. Hey. Dean, there you go. Oh, if people knew what we were talking about and could hear the guy in the background, Jacob, they'd be like, what are they talking about, right?
Usually, Wesley, I'm usually doing the behind the mic stuff when we're under a commercial, but we haven't had a whole lot of opportunities for commercial. I may just go ahead and just hit the record button and just let it fly right here because there's a lot going on behind the mic that we know about. But, you talk about a KFC, you talk about McDonald's. I'll tell you one guy that's doing it like Burger King, and he's having it his own way right now, and it's the man that you see right there. It's Jonathan Cofield putting a whooping on him, coming to the final lap of Stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic.
This is the last lap for Mr. Jonathan Cofield. And 40 seconds, by the way. In second is Cole Hendrickson. There's only 6 trucks on the lead lap. That's it. As we near the end of Glass Mechanic Stage 2 here at the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150 Chicago Street Race. I mean, wow. Could he lap everybody in the field? I mean, it's a possibility, I guess, right, Jacob? I mean, it could happen.
Well, I mean, he's out there hitting 135s right now as far as the time goes. You look back to Hendrickson, he's about a second and a half off. Kerry Tribune
those Auburn colors
running those 135. I mean, we kind of get sick when we see the Auburn colors a little bit. And, I will say this, though, West Outland, the only truck that I've seen that has been able to match speed with Jonathan Cofield, at least from what I saw off of that last lap timing and everything, is the 7 of Kerry Tribune. He needs to be able to, he's going to need this caution right here. As you see him right there, he just shot around Cole Hendrickson to get that second spot. Kerry Tribune needs this right here. He needs this caution right here after this lap to regroup, refocus, gain some more ground back, and get back up to Jonathan Cofield. He could be the man that we're talking about that could be Cofield's kryptonite here tonight to possibly win this race.
Jonathan Cofield coming down the line. Here he comes. Start, finish. They'll wait for the top 10. No, they're not. They're not even going to waste any damn time. They're going to wait for the leader to cross the line, and then they're going to throw the caution. That's how big of a lead he's got. Almost 40 seconds, 34 seconds, 36 seconds. A minute back is Lucas Lyons in 4th. Top 5, top 6 on the lead lap. That's it. And the caution is out, and the pace truck quickly catches Jonathan Cofield. We haven't done this in a while. We do have an extended caution. We go for an extended commercial break now from Chicago Street Race to the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150. Cofield, Alabama, running away with this one here in the virtual Windy City.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at the virtual Chicago Street Race. Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland here with you. Jonathan Cofield has been the man that has just dominated this one so far. And I believe he is standing by with our Jacob Reeves. Like to get his thoughts on the subject. Do we have him? Or do we...
Well, I mean, I was going to bring him up here. I was going to talk to him real quick, but there you see them all going down pit road right here. I don't,
Let him pit first.
Yeah, because, as a racer and everything else, I've went down pit road numerous times, and, you're constantly looking at a lot of things, and this is something Kofa needs to do. He needs to be able to not butcher this going down pit road. He needs to be able to get in, get to his box. Don't speed. Do not speed. Do not get a speeding ticket, because I'm telling you right now, the Chicago Police Department, they are hefty on the fines here at the Chicago Street Course. But there you go. Get you 4 fresh tires. There's Kerry Tribune into 7. That's how long of a gap there was, because Tribune was so far back, and there was so many trucks between Cofield and Kerry Tribune. I mean, you got to be able to get down pit road, get it lined up. Now, I guess, Wesley, I can bring him up here. And Cofield, baby, you putting a whooping on him here tonight, baby. What's the secret?
I don't know. Just trying to take care of the truck. Got some storms coming, so probably gonna kick me out of the race here in a minute. I don't know.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have good internet.
Wow, that's going to be frustrating, especially after the domination you've had so far here, Jonathan.
Yeah, at least I got both stage wins, so got some points out of it. Like I said, I knew the storms were coming. I didn't even know if I was going to start the race or not. So
You going to try to hang in as much as you can?
yeah, as long as I don't bother anybody.
There you go.
Hey, Jonathan,
Well,
I got
that
one more
sucks,
quick
Jacob.
question.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck. I mean, and I hate that for you. I really do, Jonathan. Real quick, 2 questions. One, did you send a thermometer to my house? Did you send a thermometer to my house?
I did not. I'm going to bring my
Okay.
gift when I come.
Okay. Well, yeah. He's going to be coming to
was
the.
somebody from
he's gonna be coming to the
Tennessee,
beer drinking
Jacob.
deal.
He's from
Well,
Alabama. What the hell?
Well, he might have done it on purpose, to kind of throw me off, maybe. But the second thing about it, obviously, we've been talking about this ever since the start of the race with the Lucas Lines and the Phil Pappas deal. I know you and Lucas are real tight and good buddies and everything, but what do you make out of all of that?
I don't know. It was just a Lucas Wild move. He does stuff like that sometimes. But, tires were cold, so it wasn't going to work.
All right. Well, but be safe with the weather, and hopefully you can stay with us, because you have definitely took everybody to Cofield.
Yeah, Cole's pretty quick, so he got a bad starting position. So.
Hey, by the way, before I do let you go, speaking of that, what was your take of the start of the race between Lucas Lyons and the way things went? I know he got a penalty. What's your take of all that?
Yeah, it's a little wild move. I'm just glad we didn't get caught up in it.
There you go. Here is a look at it from the start and the way it happened, and we're going to take another break. That's Jonathan Cofield. That's the way things started. And there goes Cofield weaseling by on the bottom, winning stage 1, winning stage 2. We're taking a break. When we come back, the third final stage of the Chicago Street Race, when we roll on this Monday night on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
See you, Jonathan. Welcome back to These Are Their Stories. The Nazareth DSR Electric Truck Series. Listen, Jacob, I think me and you and Dean have solved the crime.
Yeah. I think we're going to solve it
bring him
right
in.
now.
Joshua
we're gonna
Suss.
bring him up here.
Joshua, how you doing, my friend?
I'm exhausted.
Now remember, you're on camera, so you're under interrogation, okay? What you say will be held against you in the Nazareth Court of Law. Did you send my friend an ear thermometer? Because I kind of predicted you said something about it in the door bang and download, and you're guilty as charged because you're laughing like hell.
Absolutely.
I told you I should be a cop.
I'll be damned. Josh, thank you so much. I appreciate that,
You're
buddy. I
welcome.
really do. Thank you so much. I got it in the mail today, and just like I was talking about, usually we see, if I get it in the mail, it says Jacob Reeves, not Jake Reeves, and it's actually said Jake Reeves on it, and I'm like, Amazon, Jake Reeves. How could I buy something? I don't remember, so I start going through bank records, everything.
Joshua, as you being a man of law enforcement, by the way, I back the blue proudly, but did you find his real name and send it to him like Jake Reeves and, messing with him and stuff?
No, I was actually debating putting redneck announcer, but I thought the mailman would be like WTF, so.
That's hate mail right there. That's anthrax. Oh, wow.
Well, thank
Joshua,
you. Thank
Joshua,
you so much, Josh. Thank you.
Thank you, but that was awesome. And guess what, Jacob? I could be a detective. Wesley Outland on your virtual crimes. Contact me for all of your needs.
I don't think you want to do virtual. Virtual is actually really hard, and there's a lot of.
It sounds scary, don't it? It sounds scary, don't it? Yeah. Well, I could be a detective though, Joshua. Hey, I won't hit no police cars. I promise.
So to be a detective, you got to start out on the street. But
that's right. You got to start out as a nobody, man. You got to be a nobody. You got to be a nobody before you can become a somebody. That's for anything in life. So I don't know if I could. You know what? I told somebody the other day on Easter. I said I wish I was a damn cop. All these idiots on the road in North Carolina, because you'd get a ticket and you'd get a ticket. Man, I would have been like, hey, tell us why you were doing that with your blinker. Why didn't you turn that blinker on? Joshua, I solved the case though, man. First day on the job. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
Thank
Jacob,
you, Josh.
there you go. Jacob, give me some love. Give me some love. Wesley solved the case.
Yeah, Wesley, he's got a second job, I guess, like an unloaded.
You up your dragnet thing. Dun, 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 dun.
I would have never thought of it. Never thought of it.
See, do you see that shows to you right now, my friend, that not only do we work together, but I'm also a client of the Door Bang and Download because I told you I watched the show. I listened to the show. Yeah. We're backing away, by the way, stage 3. But that shows you that I listened to the show, Jacob. I pay attention to your life, Jake.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I really do. And I appreciate everybody else's. Actually, we're here. And Dean's going to send a gift as well. We're going to have gifts all the way around. Hey, believe it or not, I've heard all kinds of gifts is going to be coming around. I heard Adam Newton was talking about sending a little stuffed camel. Anybody that wants to know about the whole camel deal, listen to the Door Bang and Download. You'll be able to figure it out. It ain't nothing bad. I'll just go ahead and tell you. But it's a little stuffed animal camel. That's what Adam was saying.
Anyhow, we are underway now in stage number 3. This is, by the way, the Darren Snail Gun Repair 150. So.
I'm not doing that, Dean.
Hello, baby. Welcome to the world.
Oh,
Here's
look
a
at this.
Vegemite sandwich.
Listen, look at this right here. Pappas and Lyons, both of them have found one another again. Remember the start of the race? Lyons drove in there and knocked Pappas sideways. Well, Lyons is sitting in the 5th spot. Pappas one lap down right now. Could see some fireworks right here. Pappas right here, and wow, a little bit of contact. Meza gets up into the wall. Pappas gonna go in. He's gonna send Lyons straight into the tires. We got beef, Wesley Allen in the Chicago Street Cars.
Wow, that's all I got to say, man. I think that was definitely. I remember what you did to me. Now I'm gonna make it happen.
We got beef right here, Joe.
Yeah, like you said, cue up the beef song. Look at that, man. I mean, wow, he sent Lions full send, and I know that Pappas got a little piece of it. Can we go to a replay? Ask you shall receive. Move the buildings out of the damn way. Look at this. Look at this right here. I mean, come on now, Jacob. There is a thin line, and that is crossing it. That is just, hey, you did it to me. Here's a little payback, my friend. Penny for your thoughts, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, Wes out, and I love both of them to death. Both of them are very, very good friends of mine. But I'll say this: it's like you said, Lions. He took it away from Pappas very early on in the race.
Yep.
I mean, literally very
favor.
early on in the race. I mean, it was the very first lap, very first turn. Pappas, I knew it was going to happen when both of them got around one another. Eventually, Lions was going to get sent. And Lions being this very first season of his, he don't need to be putting himself in those kinds of situations right there, especially with some of the veterans like Pappas and others. You don't want to tick some of these guys off. You're already in or you will be into the playoffs on the Monday Night Series. You will be able to make those playoffs. You don't want to end up making enemies when you get to the playoffs because they will cost you a championship.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that.
And he got a black flag for that, too. So, Lions has already
black
left.
flag him?
And
Wow,
Pappas
they
got a
did.
black
Wow.
flag, yes.
Man, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, Jacob. I think let them settle it out amongst themselves. They had some history at the start, and then they said, "Hey, okay, well, let's return the favor."
Well, I can agree with that. I can agree with that, though, Wesley. But at the same time, if you go back and you look at what happened with Lions, when Lions got into Pappas, Lions did get a black flag and had to serve that as well. We got a Spinner Newton right there in a very narrow area of the racetrack. He's going to lock it down, let everybody go, and not have to worry about backing up and getting anybody to run into him. But the problem is he's got to wait on everybody or, almost come out in front of Tom Lester. Pappas, everybody's shooting through this very narrow area. Newton's just got to figure out a way to get it turned back around, and he does. But Wesley, like I was saying, Lions got that black flag. He had to serve that black flag as well. So it's only fitting for Pappas to have to serve it as well. I mean, it's even off of it. And I'm sure words get exchanged. I'm sure fines will come out of it as well. But it's only fitting for both of them to have to serve the black flag for both of their takes.
Yeah. And while that goes on, trying to wait out the storm is Jonathan Cofield. Yeah, he does got some. If he's got football on, he's got football on. And I don't think it's the losing. Yeah, Joey Steyer's just spun out, man. Leave him alone, Dean. Leave him alone, man. You're making him wreck.
He's too busy watching
dude?
all the TVs. He's watching all the sports and everything. He's crossed up. Hendrickson going in. Something amiss on Hendrickson.
He's gonna call us out, y'all. Y'all know that, right? He's gonna call us out and be like, "Why y'all keep showing me, making me crash? Why y'all gonna make me crash?"
Oh, Larson. Ooh.
Hey, Jacob, what did you think about NASCAR announcing that the championship races will be at Homestead for next year in 2026? Getting away from boring Phoenix.
Yeah, you know what? I'm all for it. Really. I mean, I've been, every time, we've come to Homestead in Nazareth, and every time I've raced it at, Homestead, every time, Homestead's brought up, I think of it as this is where that they need to have the end of the season. This is where we need to crown our champion. And, from the rumors and what you were saying, and I've seen others, Jordan Balke, others that made posts about it as well. Yeah, that's where they're going to go back in 2026, and it's well overdue. I mean, they can talk about the market out there in Phoenix all they want to. This may end up being a beef this week on the Door Banging Download, but, I mean, it should have never left Homestead. They wanted to cater to a track out west out there in Phoenix and everything. They should have never went out there to start with. It should have stayed right where it was at Homestead. For some of you old school fans, it should have stayed in Atlanta. That's where it used to be back in '92 and everything else. But in my area, when I grew up and everything, it was always Homestead. When I was a little kid. So,
and a lot of people might not remember this, but the NASCAR season used to start at Riverside International Raceway, a road course in California, and the championship race wasn't at Atlanta. It used to be at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, I've done a little bit of research on that one as well, and that's big too, because you think about it, Charlotte Motor Speedway, that's right there in a lot of the NASCAR teams' backyards as well. So it kind of is a pretty good for them, being out on the road, being all over the country, and then end it right there at home where all of the race shops is, where a bunch of them live and everything else. So that was pretty cool as well. But, I agree 100%. It should have been at Homestead. That's where it should have never left. I know they wanted to go for other markets. I know they wanted to try to make NASCAR grow and everything else. But here's my point out here's my point out of all of it. If it ain't broke, don't damn fix it. Leave it alone. They should have left it alone and left it at Homestead. And that's all I'm going to say.
Leave it alone. Somebody give him a clap. Somebody give him a clap.
Wow. Yes.
I mean,
I
don't have a
there
that.
you go.
There we go.
I tell you what, line it up out there in the live chat. What do y'all think? Phoenix or Homestead? Let me know out there in that live chat. What do y'all think? And if you say Phoenix, we got beef.
Phoenix.
We got beef.
Oh.
Mister's found the soundboard.
20 laps to go, baby. Come on down. Look at this. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Got to find something to entertain ourselves, right? I mean, because look at this. Cofield. I know. Look at this. Phil Pappas is on the. He's pulling away from everybody. By the way, Jacob, there's only 7 trucks on the lead lap. This caution really didn't change matters any whenever they got to the end of the stage.
No, I mean, it really didn't. I mean, but, there for a little bit, I was sitting here watching. I mean, and Tribune can see Cofield. I mean, they're about 2 seconds, so there is a gap right there that is marginable. If Cofield was to catch there, you see right there, this is the battle for the win. Stephen Thomas, Roger Dibold, they're way back there, 9-14 seconds. They're completely out of the picture unless both of these drivers end up getting clogged up and getting a bunch of lap traffic and possibly wreck. But Kerry Tribune, I talked about it a while ago, he is the one that could be Cofield's kryptonite here tonight. It's either going to be the weather or it's going to be Tribune. One of the two, but if Cofield can be Superman and pull it off here tonight at Chicago, it literally will be a clean sweep. I think Cofield can do it, but at the same time, Kerry Tribune will be the one that's going to have to fight him out for this win.
But you got to remember, he is fighting weather conditions at home in Mumford, Alabama. He kind of said that he thought that he was going to get knocked offline. Maybe a prayer up to the weather gods just to hold off for maybe another hour, maybe less than that, to try to reach the end of this race. That is what he's shooting for, hoping for. If he can just hold on for about, not even an hour, but less than 30 minutes with 20 to go. He's turning laps very quickly, but Kerry Tribune is right there on his coattails, if you will, working back towards start finish.
Yeah, I mean, he is there. I mean, it's not a huge gap, and it's not a real small gap, but, I mean, he is there. They hit the line this time with 19 laps to go left in the race, and it's right at 2.5 seconds. I mean, Cofield only got about 0.3 on him that last lap, but he is still there. Check out Andrew Harris right here in the 87. See what happened to him. Flipping, sliding around, tries to make it in one of the corners. Looks like he might have just locked the brakes up. He tried to get on the wall to try to keep it straight. Yeah, just locked it up. And, folks, I talked about it a while ago with the tire barrier. Those tires don't just straight up bounce out and bounce you clean off the wall. And he finally just says, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to ride the tires all the way around it just to try to keep it straight. So, you know, a lot of guys we saw up at the front that were doing fantastic and could have possibly had some top fives here tonight. A lot of them have had to give way, some of them of their own doing. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, it's like I said, you know, I said it before and I'll say it again. This place is not easy, but it does provide a lot of entertainment for the Nazareth fans.
Certainly does. And obviously, remember, this is only the second time that we have ever ran on the Chicago Street Race Course. Remember, the first time was December of last year. If I remember correctly, Jacob, I did that broadcast up in the announcer broadcast booth at Carteret County Speedway on a Friday night in Swansboro, North Carolina, when Dean, yourself, and myself were there calling it, and man, we had a ball, man. It was just an exciting, fun race, and it was entertaining, and obviously now we're watching the Monday night series Warlords go at it here.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We ended up, I think it was the very first time I would say all three of us broke out webcams, but of course Dean Hopton will never break out a webcam. So, I mean,
who was the other Dean? Who was the guy that said Nazareth Chaos? It was him.
Stephen Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett. Yeah, Stephen Bartlett was the one that yeah. So it was me, you, and Stephen. Yeah, Dean never pulled out a camera. We did, though. We did.
Well, I mean, Wesley, I mean, you know, to be honest with you, I mean, if Dean's only... we're not going to say that, Dean. No,
oh, my goodness. Are you serious? Did he really go there?
I should have been recording on that one. But, I mean, but Wesley, think about it like this. I mean, you know, he wouldn't break out a webcam for the Nazareth 500. He ain't going to break one out here tonight. So, I mean, you know, why not? I mean, yeah, he ain't going to... We'll never see it. We're not driving in Australia, Dean.
Is there even a road course in Australia that we'll like to drive and race on? I mean, you know... I don't think they get a lot of... That's not even Australia. That's Germany, ain't it? Oh, no. Whatever she said. So, Jacob, me and you next year need to petition Nazareth's board and tell them to schedule a damn race in Australia, Bathurst, whatever, to make him unveil himself on camera. Because it's like, you know, I don't think his voice matches his body or vice versa. That's scary.
That is scary. That is very scary what he just said. And folks, if you don't know exactly what Dean Hopton's saying in the background, don't worry about it. You'll hear it this week on the Door Banging Download because I've been recording every bit of this. So, but I mean, yeah, Bathurst. I don't know about all that. You know, I don't know nothing about that place. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know about foreign racetracks.
Oh wow, really? Oh, wait a minute. Wrong button. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen. He's struggling, though, in the Cup on the NASCAR level, though, man.
Well,
he's not doing well. Welcome to...
Well, Wesley, if I can, I want to tell you a little story about SVG while we have an opportunity right here. As Carriage Abuse still 2.5 seconds back from Jonathan Cofield. But, you know, Shane Van Gisbergen, I got to meet him last year when, you know, me and my wife went to Talladega, took my nephew down there. We got to meet Shane Van Gisbergen. Super nice dude. He really is. Very, very super nice dude. But on iRacing, he is... I mean, he don't care. He literally, him and like two of his buddies, they all ganged up on us and literally tore us up at Daytona. And I don't mean like wearing us out. I mean like they wrecked the whole field. Yes, they wrecked every single one of us. Yes, they did. Yes.
Wow.
Wore us out. Well, they wrecked us at Daytona, They wrecked the whole field. They were not happy. Yes, it was an official race. If we're seeing out there, is there somebody out there, what's going on? The broadcast is going off the rails. Hey, look, it's a road course. We usually go off the rails, don't we?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Attaboy.
Or as the heel John Cena said last night at WrestleMania, which is about the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a long time. Like, I just cannot believe the shenanigans that we saw last night. Anyhow, we're going to show you the fireworks at the start of the race. But what does he say? I'm not going to answer your question because it sounds like clickbait.
Yes.
I'm not going to answer your clickbait questions because you might entrap me. So here you go. Here's entrapment. Lions into Pappas. Look at Cofield. Excuse me. Coming through on the bottom. And then Pappas would get his revenge on the start of stage number 3. Do we have the replay of that? I think we do. Take a look at this. And then, yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to happen. I mean, you knew it was going to happen. Both of them got around one another. It was bound to happen, and one night it did, and that's exactly what happened right there in Lions. Straight up all tore up. Nobody else got involved in that, which is what you want to do. If you're going to end up paying somebody back, that's what you want to do. You don't want to get anybody else in it. Now, Meza, granted, he ended up getting up into the wall. That was on him. But Pappas saw the opportunity. This is the only opportunity I got right here with Lions. I'm going to send him. And he sent him, all right. And Pappas ended up sending himself into the wall. But if you're going to send somebody, you don't get anybody else up in it or caught up in it. And that's exactly what happened. Nobody got caught up in it. So, there may be some fines out of it, but if it was me, I would just go ahead. Hey, look, both of them got, dumped by the other. Both of them served black flags. Call it like it is, and let's get on with it. It's entertainment, and it'll be entertaining to see how it works out for both of them in the playoffs, because Pappas is going to go to the playoffs as well. He's very consistent, and he's going to end up popping out a top 10 out of this probably after tonight anyway, so he's going to get him some points out of this anyway, so... it'll be interesting with both of them having a little bit of a rivalry going into the playoffs.
By the way, remember this race also under 15 laps to go now, 14 remaining. And Jacob, as I think about it, also... look at this getting later in the day. There comes the massive cloud cover over the course. And secondly, Jonathan Cofield isn't gunning it like he did in the first part of the race. I mean, Kerry Tribute is still 5 seconds back. Stephen Thomas is 16 seconds back, but there's not that domination of Jonathan Cofield in the third and final stage that we saw earlier.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, right there with Cofield. And I think what he's trying to do is, one, he's got a lot going on right now. I mean, granted, what he's got to do, we talked about it, very technical racetrack. You don't want to do nothing crazy. You don't want to cost yourself. So he's being very cautious, but being fast at the same time. Tribute back there hitting 134s. Cofield about a second slower that last lap. That's what got Kerry Tribute to be able to gain a second on him. But I think another part of it is he's actually sitting there in the truck and he's praying that the weather don't knock him out of it too. He's got two races going on right now. 3 if you count, he's racing the track. All right, he's racing Kerry Tribute, and Cofield actually just got loose off of the last turn and got up into the wall, and he was able to keep it straight. But, he's racing the track, he's racing Kerry Tribute, and he's also racing the weather as well. So he's got 3 things going on at one time right now, and he's just trying to be as consistent as he can and don't slip and don't make any mistakes it's going to cost him.
Cofield leading the way as he is still continuing to walk the dog on this one, man. I'm telling you, like you mentioned, he was kind of worried about the weather. He was worried about the weather. He was worried about a chance of, the storms knocking him off. But right now, he is still online. He is still being great, staying in front. And, dude, hold on. I would not bounce off. If he does have any blinking issues, it's up in front of him in his own world, Jacob. I would say don't stop. Don't quit, Jonathan Cofield.
No, I mean, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't quit. I'd keep on trucking, and I'd just see what happens. Is some of these guys back here on the back that we haven't talked a whole lot about. You saw Roger Diebold there for a second. Think about this. He started 16th in the field. Roger Diebold, remember, won back at Phoenix in that last lap pass. Only led one lap, the final lap, against Lucas Lyons. And, got him a win, locked himself into the playoffs. And, Wesley, it's like we talked about, a couple weeks ago, what a win will do for you. And that's exactly what it has done for Roger Diebold. He has certainly came on out of absolutely nowhere as he is. I mean, he's got the momentum right now, and that's what you want. Start 16th, come up here, get you a top 5 at the Chicago Street Course, and get out of here and be happy with it.
Closing in on the finish of this one with a dozen laps to go. We're taking our final break, and we are taking you to the finish of the Chicago Street Race next. Back here at the Chicago Street Race, and right now with 12, making 11 laps to go, Jonathan Cofield is the leader. And this man is still out in front. What a great job he's got going for him right now. Man, listen to that. Listen to the rumble of that truck. And look at that. Oh, yeah, Auburn Tigers, War Eagle. Jacob Reeves, is Auburn the only school that has 2 mascots? Like, really? I mean, I say this jokingly because there's no damn other school in the country I could think of that has War Eagle or a Tiger.
Well, I mean, Wesley, there's a lot of schools that has 2 mascots, if you think about it. Well, think about it. I mean, think about it like this. Auburn, they've got the Tigers, and then they've got the War Eagle. Alabama, granted, we have an elephant, but at the same time, we have a Crimson Tide. So there's 2 kind of mascots, if you want to put it that way. And then you got Tennessee. Obviously, they've got they've got Old Smoky, and then they got the Volunteers that go out there and they pick up trash on Sundays off of the side of the road. So, there's 2 completely different.
What the hell is Old? I heard Volunteers. Where's Old Smoky? Where did that come from?
You don't remember the dog over for the University of Tennessee? Old Smoky?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll shut up. You win that battle. I'm a good detective, not a very good strategist when it comes to talking about the college sports. Radar is red, just below us. Hopefully it will stay away. Okay, Mark. Thank you for the weather update.
Thank you. I'll think up some more mascots for you here in just a second. But there you see, Cofield putting Adam Newton another lap down now. So now he's going to be 2 laps down now. Now he's going to start putting some of these other guys 1 lap down. 7 trucks on the lead lap. Ironically enough, where I said Joshua Suss started 27th. He's in 7th. So good night for Joshua Suss as well.
Yeah, very good night for sure. Watching all this going on again and doing well, staying out of trouble. That's the key. And that's what we're watching is right now 10 remaining. Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland here with you. Mr. Dean Hopton. By the way, don't forget, we don't race again until Friday. What in the world are we going to do with ourselves, Jacob? I'm ready for Tuesday to start back up. Wednesday, Thursday. What in the world, dude? We're going on a broadcast hiatus again?
We must be. I'm not 100% what's going on, with that and everything else. I will say this. Obviously I race on the Wednesday night series with the, with the NASRA Cup series as we see Cole Larson going down pit road. But, I raced in that one on the Wednesday night series, but for those of you that don't know, I'm actually racing part-time in that one. Next season, I will not be racing for a championship on Wednesday nights. Some of you are happy about that. Some of you don't care. But
You'll be in the booth with me, right? You can be in the booth with me. Maybe.
Maybe. I might come up there and I might call a couple of races with you, but I actually have some other obligations that I got, that I've agreed to with some other organizations as well. They came to me. They came to me and they wanted me to do some stuff with them on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I figured, all right, I'll go with it. I owed some of them anyway.
Now I'm heartbroken. What in the world, man? I'm going on strike. Jacob ain't here. I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, I am sorry about that. I am sorry about it. And it does hurt me a little bit, or a whole lot, because, I mean, this is where, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving. I just got some other obligations. Some guys picked me up, want me to do some stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I said, well, all right, I'll go over and try out and everything, or, go over and work with them and everything. No, Dane, it's not them. No.
Is it Goat Locker?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm not interrogating you. I'm just asking a damn question. Goat Locker Racing.
You've been interrogating all night.
We did stuff with them. No. I just said I solved the crime for you. I solved the case, man.
Now you solved the crime about where I'm going.
I did my best. And I did. See, the Goat Locker Racing. Well, I mean, we did stuff with them before, right? I mean, we had the ARCA and the Truck Series, I think we did. So, I mean, what are you going to do? The Cup deal they got going on? Cup Series?
Yes. They got a Cup deal that's going to be going on Wednesday night. So I'm going to jump over there and run a little and do a little bit with them. And then, some buddies of mine, I called some races for them. It was, let's see, a little over a year ago. Had this Sunoco Winter Series. Those guys was pretty good to me. Chris Progar and Jesse Wigington and, all those guys. Shane White, all those guys that race over there. They wanted me to come over and call some races with them on Thursday night. So I'm going to go over and do that. But I'm still going to be here with Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays.
Jacob Reeves, he's breaking up the band. Dean Hopton, he's breaking up the band. Oh, well.
Well, my apologies.
It's all good, brother. Good luck in all of your future endeavors. 8 to go. Well, you're still going to do Monday and Friday, I guess. Friday, Monday, and stuff like that, right? Tuesday, if we do Tuesday again. Yeah. I keep wondering when they're going to start it back up. I don't know what the holdup is. It's like, whoa. Pappas, there's a wall there. 8 to go. And Cofield, by the way, has opened it up to 9 seconds over Kerry Tribune, who you're on board with right now. So, Jacob, as they get to the end of the race, Cofield's getting faster.
Yeah, I mean, he really is. I've been sitting there watching his lap times. I mean, they've been rocking and rolling pretty good. Mark Cofield out there, 58, needs to go faster to beat the storm. And, he is getting a whole lot faster. I saw him a while ago. He was hitting 134s. And Tribune actually was about 2 seconds slower, hit a 136. Now Tribune actually gets him by about a second on that last lap. But, Wesley, going back to what we talked about a second ago, I will not forget where my home is. You never forget about where your home is. And Nazareth will always be my home, and I'm always going to be around. I had some agreements that I made with those guys, and I never, I'm not gonna tell somebody, well, no, plans changed, I'm not gonna work for you guys. I'm not gonna do them that way. Now, if something happens and they like, well, something fell through, then I'm here. I got you. I still want to make sure that I fulfill those obligations with those other drivers or those other leagues. I
understand. I have other people that I work for as well. I get it. Field in the lead, 7 laps to go. Here they come. Working to the line in the home stretch of this one. Jacob and Dean are going to take you the rest of the way at the checkered flag. I got to get ready for another iRacing broadcast obligation. So, Jacob, I get it. I understand. You've worked with me on some of them this year. I get it.
I have, and and they were pretty good. They were some good races. over there with the Northwest Racing Series. Had a good time over there calling some races with them. Hopefully I can come back and do a little bit over there as well. And hey, it keeps me busy. The way I look at it, it keeps me busy. It makes the clock tick a little bit faster, and makes the clock go a lot faster. The days go by faster, and the way I look at it, I'm all for it because the days get faster, and it just gets closer and closer and closer to June and July when little man gets here. So it makes the time go by a lot faster.
There you see the moving going on in the back. Look at this now. Hold on, Larson, the 20. Larson and Kaufman going at it. Or is that Suss? No, that's Suss, actually. Yeah.
And this is going to be a good little battle right here as Larson's going to jump to the right side right now. Joshua Suss on the inside. Let's see if Suss will give him the lane. Yes, he will, which is very odd, Wesley, that, you would see a driver make a pass like that. Now, maybe Josh probably pulled over and just let him go, say, you know what, you're a little bit faster than I am. I'll go ahead and I'll ride right here in the 7th spot. But it's weird that you see, drivers make moves like that on the right side going into a left-hand turn. You would usually want them to go ahead and take that inside lane. But with some of the dive bombs that we've seen here tonight, some of these guys that's pulling over, letting these other guys go because they're a little bit faster, maybe they're telling them, no, you're going to take me on the outside because I'm not going to have you dive bomb me, lock the brakes up, and take us both out. If you're going to lock them up, you're going to take yourself out. So there may be a little bit different with some of these guys. They may be thinking a little bit differently and making these guys actually have to pass them in different spots. If you want the spot, you're going to take it this way. That might be what some of these drivers are thinking right now.
Matt Cherry, the Kentucky driver on pit road. 5 laps to go. Ironic that we're seeing guys pit with 5 to go, Jacob. I mean, this is crazy, but it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of ironic right here, but Cherry might have actually went in a little bit earlier. And actually, no, he's got a meatball flag, and you're fixing to find out why, son. Overstep the quarter, bam, nails it right into the tire barrier.
Wow.
And he has a meatball flag, and he is done. He has left the building. Matt Cherry has left the building, and he is not going to get that top 5 that he had worked so hard for here this evening. He is going to fall down big time right here because 5 to go. Bunch of them right here sitting 3 laps down, 2 laps down, 1 lap down. All these guys is going to jump Matt Cherry, so he's probably going to go all the way down to around the 16th, 17th spot from finishing in the top 5 and dropping that far.
Next week, we're going to Pocono, Bristol, by the way. The final race of the regular season of the Dash for Cash. Well, that'll be a fun one. 275 laps at Bristol, 100 laps at Pocono next Monday night. And the playoffs, Jacob. How about this? The playoffs start at Daytona? Are you kidding me? What a wild card.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a wild card. And then you see Chicagoland right there, the second race in the playoffs as well. But Daytona that started out is kind of a curveball to kind of throw at those guys. Go ahead and get you a win, which granted, we would say win and you're in like it would be in the old system, but this new playoff format where they're going to be seeded and, from what I'm understanding, first is going to go against 24th, second's going to go against 23rd, and so on and so on and so forth. Daytona's really going to throw a curveball in that because I guess it's by, however many points you accumulate through those races, through each round, and that's going to be tricky right there, especially with a wild card like Daytona. And Chicagoland is a little bit of a wild card as well. That mile and a halfer, a lot of tire wear can come into play. It's real bumpy. It's different. The backstretch is not straight. It is curved. So two weird little tracks right there, or one big one, and then the other one is weird as well. So kind of weird how they're starting off the playoffs here with the DSR Electric Truck Series.
To the finish we go. By the way, you've already seen Jonathan Cofield. He already has won a race. Cofield has put himself in the playoffs already. Just another win as we close into the finish of this one. And how about it? Trying to beat the weather. Cofield. He's got storms in real life at his home in Mumford, Alabama. He is trying to beat the weather and win this thing. And right now he's doing just that.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to be catastrophic right here for Jonathan Cofield to not pull this win out here tonight. You know, I said Kerry Tribune would probably be his kryptonite, but Kerry Tribune has suddenly fell off, and Cofield just ran a 133 to Kerry Tribune's 134, so they are picking up the pace a little bit right here at the end of it. Granted, they're around nobody else, so they ain't got a whole lot of lap traffic around either one of them, but the pace has certainly picked up, and I mean, Cofield, he ran a 133.001 in qualifying. His last lap was a 133.7, so he's only 7/10 off what he was running in qualifying. And a lot of them, you know, from what I've seen in practice, they were running 131, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of them pop those off right here at the end, but that tire wear will come into play. But Cofield coming off the last turn right here, 2 laps to go. For Jonathan Cofield, he's got this race in the bag.
Jason Morales will make his return to Nazareth at Pocono at Bristol. Jason Morales will be back for Highline Racing. How about that, Jacob?
Yeah, that's going to be a good one right there for Jason Morales to come back and race and everything else. I've certainly raced against Jason, and real good guy. You know, glad to see him come back out on the racetrack and get back out here and mix it up with these guys and possibly try to help his Highline Racing teammates, some of them that is not in the playoffs, try to help them out and try to get them into the playoffs. So, you know, that Highline Racing group over there, you know, it would be good to try to help some of them out. And Stephen Thomas has messed up. He has blown up.
Wow, he was
is
in fourth.
Doo-doo.
Deep virtual doo-doo for the number 44 truck on pit road. He's out of it. The race is almost over, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey,
What
look at this,
happened
Stephen
to it?
Thomas. What in the world?
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, no.
All right. Look at that. No, look. You're going to miss the white flag, Dean, and it's the Darren's one to go at the Darren's nail gun race. He ain't going to like that. Here comes Jonathan Cofield working off the final corners. He is looking for the white flag. There it is at the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150, the Darren's Detail and Shine. 1 to go, Jacob. 1 more lap for Jonathan Cofield. This man's led all 60 laps. If he can hold on 1 more time.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 1 more lap. He's like, you know, I mean, it's like we said. He's racing the track. He's racing the storm. He's racing against time. He's racing against a lot of stuff. And like you said, he has led every single lap here tonight, putting on a straight-up clinic here tonight at the Chicago Street Course. Jonathan Cofield working his way through a couple of narrow turns, working his way down a long chute right here, coming through for the final time here at the Chicago Street Course. Jonathan Cofield looking to basically show that he is a contender for the championship this season for the DSR Electric Truck Series. Cofield for the final time.
Hitting his marks perfectly. Got about a half of a track distance remaining for Jonathan Cofield, the man out of Mumford, Alabama, working his way around the course here at the Chicago Street Race. The laps on the final circuit, looking to see what he will continue to do as the quest towards the playoffs gets closer and closer. What a job for this man right now, as here he comes, working off the final corner, coming down to the line. Jonathan Cofield will pick up his 3rd win of the season. 3rd win for Jonathan Cofield. And he beat the weather. Let it fall all you want now with rain and storms. He got the checkered flag here tonight, Jacob Reeves, at the Chicago Street Race. By the way, he is the first ever NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series winner to do that.
Yeah, big for Jonathan Cofield. We're still waiting on, obviously, Kerry Tribune's already went by. He has crossed the finish line, finished second. Roger Diebold now working his way through the final turns as well. So good drive by Diebold, and he is the last driver on the lead lap. He is going to come home third, and there is Cole Larson, who is the first one lap down. Looks like he's going to come home with fourth, and Joshua Suss way back there working his way around the racetrack. He is looking like he's going to come home fifth with this as well. So a lot of names that we usually wouldn't see up here at the front, Wesley Outland, or finish it up here at the front, you know, and that being Cole Larson, Joshua Suss. But the other three, they're big heavy hitters that could be big factors when we come playoff racing time.
Jonathan Cofield, career start 1:15 tonight for Nazareth. With a special race for him, the man out of Mumford, Alabama, sweeps all three stages. He also picks up his 11th career Nazareth victory, 51st top 5, 84th top 10 for the man of the number 58. Let him celebrate. We've got the results. Burning it down will be Jonathan Cofield. There's the celebration. Cofield and Kerry Tribune. How about this, Jacob Reeves? Only 2 trucks at the checkered flag on the lead lap, and it's Cofield and Kerry Tribune.
Yeah, I mean, big deal for both of those guys. Diebold right there, third. Larson and Suss riding out the top 5. And like I said, those were big names right there up there at the front. But some of those guys that's right there, 4th and 5th. We don't talk a whole lot about Cole Larson and obviously Joshua Suss. And here they are, find themselves in the survival portion of it. This is what they needed to do, is survive here tonight and get out of here with a top 5. And think about it, Wesley, we saw those points a while ago. Both of those drivers right there at the cut line coming out of here with top 5s here tonight will certainly boost their points going into this with 2 more races with Pocono and Bristol left in the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Cofield the winner, Kerry Tribune, Roger Diebold on the podium. We mentioned Cole Larson, Joshua Suss top 5, Stephen Thomas, James Kaufman, Adam Newton, followed by Phil Pappas. Raul Meza will finish in the top 10.
And then Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will finish in the 11th spot, with Andrew Harris finishing in 12th. Joey Stiers, we saw him literally look like a bumper car here this evening. He still comes out with 13th here tonight. Cody Knott gets 14th. J.D. Larson 15th. Matt Sherry will finish 16th. Cole Hendrickson, we saw him up there. Could have been one of them that could have battled with Cofield and Kerry Tribune, but had some issues. He will finish in the 17th spot. Bo Tiffany saw his issues as well, finishes 18th. Colton Hogan will finish 19th, and Chad Ross gets 20th.
Rest of the finishing order will find Tom Lester, Lucas Lyons, 25 laps down after him and Pappas settled the score, if you will. Tom Lester, Lucas Lyons. Then it's Robert Richards, Tyler Goodwin, Lee Bailey, Aaron Van Rattle, Craig Schroeder on the 27th spot. Race control, TJ Moore handled everything for you. We'll see you next week. Final race. Couple of races left before the playoffs. You've got Pocono, you've got Bristol, and they are Dash for Catch events. Jacob and Dean will carry you the rest of the way. I'll see you for Nazareth next Monday night, of course, for Pocono. And we are taking a break, and we've got the podium as, again, beating the storm, beating them all in the road course of Chicago. Jonathan Cofield wins the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150. We're taking a break. You'll hear from him next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
And folks, we're back here at the Chicago Street Course. Got all your podium finishers in the house. And Jonathan Cofield riding the storm out. What Wesley Outlaw was saying right before he left. Maybe you rode that storm out. You literally waxed them here tonight, led every single lap. According to this, led 58 laps of 60 here tonight at the Chicago Street Course. Jonathan Cofield, congratulations on the win. Tell us about it.
Led 58 laps. That's a good number right there. But yeah, just had a bad qualifying effort. Spun it coming off one, so I started fifth, and then Lucas tried his little dive bomb in there to one and wiped out, I think, top three, and got lucky and snuck on by. And then just trying to save the tires a little bit. Try not to shift down into second so much. Just kind of keep it in third and let it coast. But yeah, I like this track, man. To me, I like this track more than Watkins Glen or Sears Point or any other track. I don't know. I guess because it's so technical.
And, Jonathan, obviously Wesley was talking about this. This is your third win of the season. Coming out basically on fire when you need to. 2 more races left in the playoffs. Are we thinking that this 58 could be the champion for Season 5 for the DSR Electric Truck Series, or are we just happy to be in the playoffs and just happy and just living in the moment?
Yeah, we're going to take one race at a time. There's a lot of fast guys in here. Like I said, Cole, he was fast, but had a bad qualifying effort. Had to start 15th, I think, and then hit the wall a few times. I was just trying to take it easy on the truck. The last 20 laps, I actually drove a wheel damage because I kind of cooked it going in turn one, wheel hopped, and kind of flat-sided the right side of the truck on the wall there. But it just made it real loose, so I had to back it down a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna take one race at a time. But good show tonight. I'm glad the internet held out for sure.
Well, absolutely, buddy. We'll let you try to ease on out of here, obviously, with those storms coming through. But before we let you go ahead and thank your sponsors and any shout-outs that you got.
Oh, yeah, you and Dean, Wesley for doing the broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Everybody at Nazareth, all the admins that run these leagues, do an awesome job. All the guys in here do an awesome job. Road courses are tough, man. I think the top 3 was on the lead lap, but it just goes to show the power of the league. Any other league I've raced in, when a road course hits, a lot of people don't show up. They don't even want to try. So kudos to everybody. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing on the truck. Cofield Supply and Service. Everybody at Team Highline Racing for letting me hang out this season. SM Racing Products. You ain't got a button box, go check those guys out. Put in code BANDITS1, save you a little money.
Well, Jonathan Cofield riding the storm out, beat the rain, beat the field here tonight. Cofield gets the win for the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150. Jonathan, appreciate your time, buddy, and we'll see you at Pocono next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
That was Jonathan Cofield. Now we'll go to our second place finisher, and it is Kerry Tribune. And Kerry, buddy, you had to fight through a little bit of hell right there at the start, right there where Pappas getting turned sideways right there in front of you, but you still was able to knock it off here tonight. Come home second. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, I thought my night was over once that happened, but no, we had a minimum damage, I think, maybe just a little bit on the front end, and then I just kept missing my corners and kind of messed up the rest of the night. Just kind of frustrated after that point, but I don't know, just kept chugging away and got second somehow, and was able to keep my position. And that was about it. I don't know. It was just a stressful race, I guess.
And you talk about it being a stressful race. I mean, is it just this track, or was it that you was having to overdrive it so much to try to find something, to try to find a way to get to Jonathan Cofield? I mean, which one was it? Was it the track, or was it just the sheer of just trying to chase him down?
I mean, like Jonathan said, this track's very technical, and that first corner, if you're not in the lead, and even if you're the leader, you still get spun. So it's if you make it through the first corner and you can get going after that, get some rhythm, then it becomes a little bit better. But Yeah, it's just kind of stressful. I mean, this is the hardest road course. It's so many bumps and hicks and stuff like that you got to go over, and just everything just kind of being on like a dirt road course or something like that. It's the best way I can say. I don't know. It's just kind of hard.
Yeah, and that's why I don't race here. I hate this place. But as far as racing goes, but y'all always put on a fantastic show. Carriage Tribute comes home second here tonight. Buddy, appreciate your time. And before I let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs that you want to thank?
First and foremost, I want to say a shout out to my wife, everybody at A&G Compressor Parts, and my family up in Washington, and all you guys that put this on. I mean, you guys are amazing. Every week, you guys come out here and put on one of the best shows for us and showcase our products. So, I just want to say thank you to everybody that puts us on.
Well, we thank y'all very much as well, Carriage Tribute, for always putting on a show, you and the whole field. Carriage Tribute comes home second here tonight. Buddy, appreciate your time. We'll see you in Pocono next week.
All right.
That was Carriage Tribute, finished second here this evening. Now we'll go to Roger Diebold, finishes third here tonight. Roger, baby, he was able to get the win at Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, but it seems like, here lately we've just seen you up here at the front numerous times, popping off good finishes. Is it the momentum from getting that win and just riding the high? I mean, are you still riding the high all the way through this? Is that what this momentum is that we're seeing?
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what it is. I am not very good here, like these guys are saying. Man, it is a super technical racetrack. It feels like the rears are on casters every corner, and I think a lot of it. I mean, like Steven was definitely faster than me. I wasn't catching him. He just had some bad luck there and hit the wall, and that's how we were able to get around him. I think on the last lap or second to last lap, but especially teammate Bo. I mean, he was definitely faster than me, but once again, just had some bad luck and through attrition made it up there, and just kind of hung on and did the best I could to keep up with them and stay ahead of the guys behind me.
And Roger, I mean, yeah, and I could be wrong, but I mean, this is your first season in Nazareth, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first season on the Monday Night Series, because I've seen you a couple of times on the Friday Night Series and everything. So talk about this right here, because you're going in. I mean, you are locked into the playoffs. You are racing in the playoffs after the next 2 weeks. I mean, is it a surreal feeling? Because, we hear about this talent. We see it each and every week, talent that we see with all these drivers week in and week out. And now you're going to be racing against 23 others for a championship. I mean, is it a surreal feeling? Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool to be up there and show these guys that just because I'm new to all of them doesn't mean I'm new to the sim. So, like I said, I've raced in a lot of leagues in the past and just thought I'd try y'all out, and it's been a blast so far. Like I said, in Phoenix, man, these guys are tough. I mean, it's even like tonight. It took everything I had to run where I was, and there was plenty of other guys that deserved a better finish than me. But man, it's cool. I mean, my mindset going into tonight, I was like, man, I don't want to qualify and get caught up in a turn one wreck. So I'll just start wherever I start. And ended up, I think, starting 16th and, being locked into the playoffs. Just kind of had that mentality of I'm just going to hang out and try to keep it as clean as I can. And we'll just see where I end up. And I think I ended up getting stage points in both stages and then a podium. So, I mean, it just helps us out later on in the game, getting through the first round of the playoffs, and we'll see how far we can get.
Gonna see how far he can get after a third here tonight at the Chicago Street Course. Roger Diebold comes home, gets him a podium. Roger, appreciate your time. And before I let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs you want to thank, bud?
Yeah, I want to thank, obviously, Beefed Up Jerky for being on the car and truck and everything this year. Good buddy of mine. If you want, go check him out on social media. He makes amazing stuff. Like I said, one of my close friends. I'd like to thank Lake Norman Tool Repair. Another buddy of mine sells anything DeWalt, Milwaukee, Ryobi, all the big name brands at a low price. He's here in Mooresville, North Carolina, but he's also online as well if you want to go check him out. I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend that's now asleep. She couldn't stay awake long enough. My buddy David's been helping me out in the real life go-karting world. Me and him been working on generators for 2 hours before this race, so that's been entertaining. And just family and friends that continue to watch and support me.
Roger Diebold comes home third here tonight, riding the momentum, baby. That's how you need to do it right before you get to the playoffs, Roger. Appreciate your time. We'll see you at Pocono next week.
Thanks, guys.
That was Roger Diebold. And folks, here at Chicago Street Course, as always, puts on a fantastic show. Dino!
Yo.
Final thoughts, baby. You love road course racing, buddy. You got to give me your final thoughts.
Well, I was going to say, but the performance that Jonathan Caulfield put on tonight here, I hope he's, if you're listening to Jonathan, I hope you're a man that likes to travel a lot, because apparently Formula One might be calling you to say you're going to be battling it out with the 20th of the best drivers in the world at the road course pace that you have, my friend. But there it is. Absolutely fantastic performance from Kerry and Roger. Up 13 places, too. You got to remember, too, to steal that final step on the podium. Outside Joshua Suss was up 22 places. He finished in P5 there. Another big gainer, of course, was Raul Mazza, who round out the top 10 with 16 positions gained. So there it is, Chicagoland. And the streets of Chicago have been conquered by Jonathan Caulfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to Jonathan Caulfield. Congrats to all the podium finishers and everybody in the field. I mean, basically, it was about survival here this evening. If you was able to survive, you was able to get you a good finish. There you see the results all the way down to 27th. And, I mean, I'm telling you, this place, I hate it as far as racing on it, but it always puts on an action-packed show each and every time we come here. So I'm all for it watching races here. I just think worth a flip at racing on it. But Jonathan Caulfield gets the win. That's going to do it for this broadcast. Obviously, want to thank all our great sponsors. Real quick, there's the schedule. Chicago Street Course, cross that bad boy off. Pocono, Bristol. Then we're going playoff racing, going to Daytona, and then right back in the Windy City at Chicagoland. It'll be a good one here for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully you will join us on the Monday night series for the DSR Electric Truck Series. But we want to thank all our great sponsors, 213 Simware, obviously Premier Racing Setups, Murph's Magical Creations, obviously Darren's Nail Gun Repair for the title sponsor of the race, Concerns of Police Survivors for everything that they do, Serve Pro for the cautions, obviously DSR Electric for their title sponsorship of the DSR Electric Truck Series. Shout out to the drivers and the fans for always coming out in big numbers and always putting on a show, interacting with us, and obviously Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott for everything that they do. And telling you, Chicago, it's a good one. Can't wait to see what's going to be in the next couple of weeks. For Australia, indeed, Hopton Bengals, and also for Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Outland. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Folks, we're only going to need 3 turns next week. Not 4, 3. Pocono, the tricky triangle. High speeds. We've seen beef here tonight. Will beef come into next week at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono, Pennsylvania? You got to tune in to find out. Next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We'll see you there.